Assalamu alaikum. Today in this video we will discuss the hearing abnormalities and their treatment. I have discussed in detail how we can listen any sound, how our ear perceive the sound waves and how they reach to the heart center. The frequencies of sound that a young person can hear are between 20 to 20,000 cycles per second. This is the normal range. If anyone, due to any cause, cannot hear the range of these normal sound waves, so it develops the hearing abnormality or the condition deafness. It doesn't mean that the deafness depends upon the hearing loss for a fixed period of time or a fixed range of the frequency. No, it depends upon the volume and how much the duration your ear are exposed to that volume. That calculates the total damage to the ear. So it varies, not only vary depending upon the age, but also depending upon the volume, depending upon the range of the frequency, and also depending upon the duration to which your ear they are exposed to that specific type of the sound. Mainly we divide or we can have the two types of the deafness. The first one is due to the impairment of the cochlea or the impairment of the any structure related to the internal ear or nerve going to the high center. The other name for this type of the deafness is nerve deafness and old age conductive deafness, sensory deafness, inner ear or sensorineural deafness. The second type of the deafness may be related to the middle ear or its ossicles. It is called the conductive deafness or middle ear and obstructive deafness, and it is due to the impairment of the physical structure of the ear that conduct the sound itself to the cochlea. So as they are related to the structure of the middle ear, so we can name them middle ear deafness or the conductive deafness or the obstructive deafness. We can have a third type also, mixed type, in which we can have both of these. As far as the conductive deafness is concerned, one thing, I should say the main thing that is in the conductive deafness, the air conduction is decreased. While in the perceptive deafness, both air conduction and the bone conduction, they are decreased. You must remember this thing and I will discuss this in detail later on. In the conductive deafness, you can have the obstruction due to the just presence of the wax. So you must keep this thing in your mind that just it is the wax of the ear which is going to obstruct the normal pathway of the perception of the sound waves. So if you remove that wax, the deafness which is due to that wax, that can be treated. Now the first most important thing is how you are going to proceed your patient with the hearing loss. You have practical related to the hearing abnormalities, and when the examiner asks you the question that how you are going to proceed with the patient, you become much more confused and you are unable to answer that one. Just starting explaining the different test, hearing test, and nothing related to the this thing and how you are going to proceed the patient. Once you receive the patient with the hearing loss, it is the rule for the medical field that always you should have a good and thorough history from the patient. Why he or she has come to you, what is the basic problem. Then keeping that thing in your mind, you turn your mind to the specific diagnosis and ask questions related to that problem. So this is a fixed pattern to proceed any type of the patient related to any type of the disease, that you take history, then examination, which is firstly you have the general physical examination and then the specific examination of that system, of that organ and that thing, and then investigations or lab test or any other test. So regarding the hearing problem, when any person come to you, you start asking the questions in your history, that either the problem is unilateral or the bilateral. If it is unilateral, it is related to the right ear or the left ear. And at this stage, I must tell you, when you start checking the organ like eyes, that we have two, or ear we have two, or limbs we have two, always start from the right side. If any other indication is there, like the right side is very much painful or any other problem on the right side, only in that condition you will proceed firstly to the left side. So you will ask the first question, either it is unilateral or bilateral, either it is related to the right ear or the left ear. What is the amount of the deafness? Now, what I have discussed the type of the deafness. What is meant by the amount of the deafness? You must differentiate between these two. Type of the deafness means either it is conductive deafness, perceptive deafness, or mixed type of deafness. That is, either the problem is in the conductive pathway, either it is related to the middle ear cavity or it is related to the internal ear, and the higher center related to the nerve of the ear. This is showing, or this can be diagnosed by the type of the by the type of the deafness. Amount of the deafness shows how much the hearing loss is. For how much the frequency for low frequency sound waves, for middle or high frequency sound waves, for conversational voice, or for loud sound. This is discussed in the amount of the deafness. For the two, we have very much separate test, hearing test. You always answer in the lab that we have these following hearing tests, Rainey's test, Weber's test. No, you should proceed this thing as in the same way that we have the following. I will tell you later on. We have the following test to have to diagnose the type of the deafness, and we have the following test to calculate the amount of the deafness. The next question is about the onset. Either it is slow or sudden. As the slow onset show that it may be related to the age factor, while the sudden onset of hearing loss show either the injury, acute injury to the or accidental injury to the ear, or the wax which have blocked the hearing pathway. So this simple thing, these all simple questions, they can helpful or they are the base for to diagnose any disease. Fluctuations means either their hearing loss is fixed or sometimes I can hear better, sometimes not. I can hear sometimes better on right side as compared to the left side, or sometimes I can hear very low sounds, but sometimes it's jumbled up. So all these things that are going on changing, that is the fluctuating, either going towards the high side or towards the low side, and these are the fluctuations of the hearing loss. Drug induced that can be asked also. So because many patients, they are in a habit of, if they have wax, to remove that one, they drop any local medicine or medicine taken from any local quack or any other person or illiterate person, or simple oil that is dropped in the ear to remove the wax or to remove the hearing loss, like that. So you must take the history about any drug induction. They have taken any specific drug or side effect of any other disease or any other drug, they may induce the hearing loss also to some extent. So in this way you are going to take the history, proper history about the deafness. Now comes the examination. Obviously, and you can have the general physical examination if there is any specific point related to that one. After that, you come to the local examination. Starting from the inspection, as you have the examination steps, that inspection, palpation, percussion, and auscultation. So in the ear examination, we must have the first thing, that is examination of the ear, either on the both side or the affected side, starting from the right side going towards the left side. On inspection, you are going to examine any boil or polyp or any extraordinary growth, or there is any discharge coming from the ear, or any specific thing you may notice on the inspection of the ear, affected ear. And also it includes the examination with the ear speculum, and you must know that ear speculum is related to the age also. For it is different for a smaller size for the smaller children and larger size for the adults. So it includes, the examination includes the inspection of the your affected ear and also with the ear speculum. And you must have the test related to the amount of the deafness and the type of the deafness, and I will tell you these tests to differentiate between the amount and the type. For the amount, you have the voice test, which is again of two types, keeping the distance constant and the frequency is going to be changed, while the other thing, that keeping the frequency constant and you are going to change the distance. This is the voice test, and you can have the watch test also, and for that 8 by 8 is considered as 100% and 6 by 8 is considered as 75%. So you must tell when examiner asks about this thing, now how you are going to diagnose the amount of the voice hearing loss. So you can have the voice test and the watch test. For